wako. Umeteua nyadhifa za viongozi na bunge za kaunti kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala za haki za wanadamu. Twakusihi ututazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za kaunti na Jamhuri ya Kenya. Twakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tutayokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya kaunti hii yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Orders of the business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, yesterday or a few sessions before, Honorable Frederick Kemboi had sought guidance on the mode of dressing in the house. I therefore wish to communicate as follows. On Thursday, 14 March 2019, the Member of County Assembly, Kapsabet Ward, Honorable Frederick, rose on a point of order and sought the guidance and direction of the chair on whether some honorable members of the House and the clerks at the table and staff of the County Assembly were properly dressed. Other honorable members, including Honorable Teresa Mayo and Honorable Philip Chepkwony, weighed in to give their input or to seek further clarification on the matter. Standing order number 100 provides as follows. A lady member may be allowed into the chamber with a handbag of reasonable size. A lady member must dress in a smart and respectful manner. A male member must dress in a formal way, complete with a tie. This, as is read, is not explicit to give the chair what constitutes smart and respectful manner or formal way dress code. This is not new to the House or other county assemblies in Kenya, and history repeats with incidents where the chair has been invited to determine whether or not a member is properly dressed. Indeed, it is a matter that is not unique to the Nandi County Assembly, Parliament of Kenya, or the UK House of Commons. Honorable members, on 10th July 2003, Francis Ole Kaparo was confronted with a similar situation when the then member of Fogatundu North, Honorable Patrick Mwiruri, had risen on a point of order contesting that the then member of Kisumu East, Honorable Gor Sungu, was not properly dressed. The Speaker, quoting from Chapter 1, Rule 5 of the National Assembly of Kenya Speaker's Rules, providing the following. Members are required not to enter the chamber, lounge, or dining room without being properly dressed. Proper dressing is defined as a coat, tie, long trousers, socks, and shoes, or service uniform, decent national dressing for men, and equivalent standard for women. Honorable members, I must emphasize that it is in the interest of members that whenever they appear in the House or it's in the committee to transact businesses, they do so in a decorous attire, befitting the stature of legislatures and of that of Parliament as an institution. The same does apply to the County Assembly staff. I hasten to restate that whenever the House finds a member to be improperly dressed, the chair will not hesitate to enforce strict adherence of proper dressing. Honorable members who insistently dress improperly will be deemed to be disorderly and may be subjected to applicable sanction. I will now address the question on what constitutes an appropriate dress code for Nandi County Assembly. In doing so, I wish to start by reiterating the County Assembly Powers and Privileges Act 2017, Section 38. 38(1) provides that the Speaker may from time to time issue such orders as may be necessary or expedient for the better carrying out of the purposes of this Act. 2, without prejudice to the generality, the orders may provide for 1, admittance of members of public to the presence of County Assembly. Number 2, deduction of any monies due to a member in respect of refreshment or other facilities made available to members within precincts of County Assembly. 3, the appropriate dress code for members. And number 3, the Speaker may from time to time, as may be expedient, issue a code of conduct regulating the conduct of members in the County Assembly whilst within the precincts of the County Assembly other than the chamber. Honorable members, I therefore wish to offer a general direction on appropriate dress code for the members and staff, which is necessary to uphold the dignity of the house. Number 1, that the honorable members shall only be allowed into the chamber while wearing a coat, shirt, tie, long trousers, socks, or decent national dress for men, and an equivalent standard for ladies with trouser or skirt suits, skirt just below the knee, blouses, while gloves will be optional. Secondly, that all should wear official shoes, with ladies in closed shoes. Number 3, where for very good reasons, a presiding officer or chairperson of a committee is approached by a member to exempt the application of the rule, necessary discretion shall be exercised by the presiding officer or chairperson of the committee. 4, that with regard to what is decent attire in respect of our lady colleagues, again, the presiding officers and chairperson should exercise due discretion without compromising our sartorial standards as set in item number 1. The house is therefore accordingly guided. Okay. So, to have a look as to what we consider to be office dress code. So you can see in the House of Commons, the lady members of parliament. You can see the one behind the Prime Minister. She is dressed in an official trouser suit together with a coat. So if you are to do a trouser, if you are a lady, you have to do complete with a trouser, with a coat, broken or uniform. So we seek to apply the same standard to men. The difference now for the women, they cannot do a tie because the nature of the women dressing, as long as you do trouser suit and a coat, the tie is unnecessary. But for men, it must be complete with a tie. I think for today's session, Honorable Gideon is the benchmark. Honorable Fred.
Kuna maswali ningependa kuuliza Arifa, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes,
ya
Honorable
kwamba
Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, unajua mimi ni mheshimiwa wa Nandi County. Kuna sheria ya Wanandi. Yale umeonyesha pale ni ya wasungu. Mheshimiwa Spika. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, najua leo Biblia hata haiwaruhusu. Ya pili, Mheshimiwa Spika, hakuna mheshimiwa mama atafaa long aombe kura apewe kwa Nandi. Na nafikiri ni obvious. Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima tuelewane kwamba inasema ile inaheshimiwa. Sisi kwa Wakalenjin wa mama waheshimiwi long. Sasa kwa bunge ya Nandi lazima tuelewane. Tuko na sheria yetu. Sheria ya bunge ya Wasungu ni tofauti. Sheria ya bunge ya Wasingiju ni tofauti. Sheria ya serikali juu ni tofauti. Utuoneshe ya serikali ya Kenya ya National Assembly ama Senate. Tuone kama inafaa, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Terry.
Honorable Speaker, I just rose on a point of information that as a Nandi woman, and as we move forward, it might be very advisable for all of us women to wear trousers for our safety and protection. And considering the trends that are happening in our county, leave alone what is happening in national parliament. We saw MPs like Honorable Ngilu, Honorable Mother Karua, they went to parliament in trousers. And there is nothing wrong as long as the trouser is not so much tight, showing most of the parts. Nandis are people who have really caught up with the current trends. You find even the Nandi language is endangered, Honorable Speaker, because of Western culture. So we are not going to tie women into wearing.
Honorable Fred, what is it?
Namba 90 inasema wasi ya kwamba wakati unanena chambo lazima uoneshe wasi. mheshimiwa mwenye ameongea kwa sheria aongee tu bila kutuambia, atuoneshe. Fikiri bunge yetu imeenda tumepita hiyo maneno, lazima itaonyeshwa kwa hiyo TV, tuoneshwe ya kwamba mheshimiwa Martha Karua alikuwa anafaa siku gani.
Yes, Honorable Terry, proceed.
I'm sure, Honorable Speaker, that every member here has once seen Mother Karua and Charity Ngilu in trousers. And I'm sure the same is happening in national parliament. And if so, Nandi County, we can set standards. We can come here in trouser suits and even the staff, as long as they are decently dressed in a trouser and a top that is covering most of the hip. I don't think it's not being decent. So we don't want to subject ourselves, our Nandi women.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to inquire from Honorable Member Terry whether she is implying that they want to wear trousers for their safety or because they are decent. Because she said that maybe they'll be forced to wear trousers for their safety. Does it mean that they are not safe when they are in this assembly?
Honorable Terry, kindly conclude quickly.
I'm not saying we are not safe, Honorable Speaker, in this assembly, but we may be safe within the assembly when we look at the trends of rape, murder, and all the things that happens. And in most cases, the men say we are exposing too much. So when we wear trousers, actually we are covering a lot of it. So
Honorable Terry, you are out of order. The discussion was not a moral code. The discussion was
point of
ethics.
inquiry.
Honorable Gideon.
Maybe I just, from where you sit, the Honorable Speaker, I would just want to inquire whether Honorable Teresa Maya is indeed properly dressed for the session in itself before we proceed to look at other matters related to your ruling.
The clerks kindly confirm the same. Honorable Philip Chepkwony.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to inform the House, Honorable Speaker, that matters to do with dressing code, Honorable Speaker, I think it is not new in this House. As we have normally say, Honorable Speaker, that this is House of traditions. We copy much from the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker. And what Honorable Teresa say, Honorable Speaker, is that actually Honorable Ngilu and Honorable Martha Karua are public figures, Honorable Speaker. So I don't think there is anything that Honorable Teresa Mayo can substantiate, which it is a fact, Honorable Speaker. For those who have never watched them in the national arena, I think we need to remind them that actually the ladies in this country are wearing trousers. So long as it's smart, Honorable Speaker, I don't think there is anything actually to question there. Otherwise, let us, I think we have displayed there and we are okay with it, Honorable Speaker, I think.
maybe I just to
Honorable
conclude.
Terry, take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. You have not mentioned what you're standing up on for. Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You need to disclose also you're standing on.
Just information.
Okay,
Mr.
proceed.
I see everyone in this house is right, Mr. Speaker, as per what he or she is saying. It is a matter of choice, because from the photograph you've shown, it does not deny a lady to wear a skirt. Neither does it deny them to wear a trouser. If you feel your electoral will be happy to see you in a trouser, you can try a trouser. But if you feel, because of our culture, at times our culture is also a limiting factor. You realize in our Nandi culture, as Honorable Fred has said, they don't normally allow trousers. Even if you go asking for votes, when you are in a trouser, you know the challenges you will go through. That's why I have never seen any of our ladies in this assembly. I have never seen even one, unless when they are at home relaxing. I have never seen one with a trouser. I would imagine Honorable Jemyango here in a trouser. Honorable Jemyango is among the Nandi women, I've never seen her in even what do we this one, Mr. Earrings. If you see now, even the air.
Honorable Majority Leader, you are
So,
literally
Mr. Speaker, I was
describing
just
her.
saying, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader, you are out of order. You cannot start describing a honorable member, almost touching the
Hoja
honorable
habari,
member.
Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Milka was
Hoja
on
habari,
her
Mheshimiwa
feet.
Spika.
Honorable Fred, what is it?
Ningependa kupata habari kuhusu hiyo uamuzi umetoa ya kwamba sijui umetumia sheria gani, kwa sababu kipengele namba 100 hakuna mahali imeandikwa ya kwamba wamama watafuata. Wamesema wafae kwa ile manguo ya heshima.
Honorable Fred, take a seat. Take a seat. I haven't finished, Honorable Fred. Let us give the other members to. I'll come back because I needed to show you for the National Assembly and the Senate. Honorable Milka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance to contribute because this touches us as women. I would like also to tell my colleague here, Honorable Fred, that when the standing order says that a woman to have decent clothes, decent means plus the dresser. There is no name saying the skirt, full dress, or a trouser, but the decent ones is the ones we used to wear here. And I don't think here in Nandi County we have that problem. I don't know who brought this thing, because as we are here, we know which clothes are we supposed to have and which ones are not supposed to wear, because we are there to serve the electorates in the wards. And we know how we came up to here. So the ones to be taught how to stay to dress are the ones outside, not us. We are honorable members and we know how to dress ourselves. Thank you.
Honorable members, I think I cut short. They were showing us clips for the National Assembly. I would wish, I don't know if the ICT team is ready to project the images for National. I would want one for the ladies, for the women. Can we have any clip? I think we'll give them a chance because there are those clips for the lady senators and the members of parliament in trouser suits. Please keep looking for that as we proceed. So, honorable members, it's consistent with the answer. So, would want first we proceed with the next orders. Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, papers.
Next order. Honorable comment.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to table the County Assembly Service Board Annual Report for the period of January 1st to December 31st, 2018. I table.
Honorable members, I acknowledge the tabling of the report. to the County Assembly Service Board annual report as required by law. The same will be scheduled for discussion at the floor. Next order.
Order number 5, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Nyauntu.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise on a statement on regional primary school athletics championships. Honorable Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 45, brackets 1C, I stand to seek a statement from the chairperson of Committee on Youth, Gender, Sports, and Talent Development regarding regional primary school athletics championships. Mr. Speaker, sir, considering that Nandi County will host the above event from 2nd to 6th of April 2019, the chair should inform the House on the 1, preparedness of the department to host the event, 2, the status of the sporting facility where the event will take place, then whether the department has publicized the event, then lastly, the status of amenities such as toilets, eateries, and water supply. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a concerned member, as much as I know, Nandi County, first of all, it is a home of champions for sports. I feel it will be very shameful if the other counties can arrive in Monday and find everything in a mess. I know of the stadium, I know of the showground, and as I've been moving around, I've not seen any place where they're marked. The toilets are filthy. We don't see even a sign of anything showing that we are going to host. So because of this, and I saw that the time is not there for us, and maybe people might look at us, at honorable members who are driving Nandi County as a whole, I felt that I bring this statement so that we can be put in a better position.
Point of order.
Honorable Gideon.
Is the honorable member in order to debate on a statement she sought?
Honorable Nyauntu, in fact, I was busy reading a different document. I noticed someone would assume you're moving a motion. A statement is basically to read, and that is it. And once responded, that's when you can comment. So I just want you to confirm, Honorable Nyauntu, that you've read out the entire statement so that I direct as to when you should receive.
Thank you very much for that correction. Maybe I might say that now. I leave it to you to deliberate on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
So, honorable members,
Ujulishaji Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi ndio Mheshimiwa Showground na ningependa kujulisha Mheshimiwa mwenye ameongea kwamba
Honorable Fred, it is a statement. I'm sure it will be directed to the line department, then you will comment. You will partake in the discussions once the response comes. So I didn't want us to prematurely start discussing. It's not a motion. It's just a statement. So once there's a response, you are the honorable member for Kapsabet, and I'm sure you will be there to verify whatever the Department of Youth and Sports will say. Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, sijajibu hiyo habari. Nimesema ujulishaji.
Proceed, Honorable Fred.
Kwamba ningependa, kwa sababu mtu akiuliza habari, mheshimiwa mwenye analengwa ni mimi. Ndio nilikuwa nataka nijulishe bunge ya kwamba wale watu walitumia hiyo stadium hawakutujulisha, kwa sababu kila mtu hapa utumia choo na anaosha. Hatukuambiwa ndio tuoshe.
Honorable members, I wish therefore to ask the chair, Youth, Gender, Sports, to ensure that a response.
Point of information.
Honorable Terry, take your seat. I need a response within the next 14 days regarding
Honorable
the same.
Speaker.
Honorable Terry, what is it?
Considering the statement that we are hosting the regional primary school athletics from 2nd to to 6th. If we respond after that, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Terry, thank you for your clarification. Second should be when? So we expect the Chair Youth Sports to give response to this House by next sitting, which is
Honorable
next Tuesday.
Speaker, please. You realize that when we talk about the issues
Point of order.
on the
Honorable Gideon.
Mr. Speaker, I am aware that the standing orders expressly indicate that while you are addressing the House, all the members should be seated. But while you are giving your direction, the honorable member was still standing and proceeded with contribution thereafter.
Honorable Terry, be properly guided. Now, Honorable Terry, what has been your concern? I thought your concern was we need a response quickly enough because the hosting will be second. Is that your concern?
Yeah, and again, Honorable Speaker, when you look at the issues raised, the issue of sanitation goes to health department. The issue of the stadiums goes to the chair devolution. The issues of sporting implements and the entire hosting of primary school athletics may not be a default function, but since as a county, which is said to be a source of champions, it will be a shame for us to host over 20 counties and then they find us without no field, no anything. The showground is terrible. So what I really feel the entire House should come in handy to see the maybe measures we can do as a House to ensure that the hosting of primary regional athletics at least is
Honorable
done.
Terry, you've made your point.
Hoja arifa Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kupata arifa kwa mheshimiwa ya kwamba ni mimi na yeye ndio inafaa tushughulikie, kwa sababu sisi tuko kwa municipality. Na yeye anauliza nani? Kwa sababu mimi na yeye tungekaa chini, Mheshimiwa Spika, hata kama ni kesho twende tumalize hiyo kazi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na yeye kwanza, Mheshimiwa Spika, alikuwa amesoma, yeye ni mwalimu, alikuwa anaelewa mambo kama haya. Mimi na yeye tuungane, ndio nilikuwa naulize kwa nini ukuje ulete hapa na ungeongea na mimi na Mheshimiwa Koserai, Mheshimiwa Kilibwani, tumalize hiyo mambo mara moja.
Honorable Fred, you've made your point. Honorable Clara.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker. I wish to inform Honorable Teresa that instead of taking 30 minutes lecturing this House on this same statement, and she sits purely in the Committee of Sports, then she should be bringing us this response as soon as tomorrow afternoon.
Honorable members, Honorable Clara. Judging by the nature of the event, which is a regional primary school athletic championship, supposed to be scheduled from 2nd to 6th of April 2019. Second, in this case, will be on Tuesday. We cannot afford any more sitting past tomorrow before this can be handled. I therefore direct that as a matter of urgency. I want to direct the following chairs: Chair Health, Chair Devolution, and Chair Youth and Sports, including the members of County Assembly whose jurisdiction the hosting will fall under, both elected and nominated, to take up this matter by tomorrow afternoon. The chairs that have directed, the Chair Youth will speak on behalf of the other chair with a specific response and will be discussed on this floor. So you are all guided.
Julishaji, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred, I hope it's not on that matter.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kujulisha bunge ya kwamba hakuna haja watu wengi, mimi ndio nitafanya.
Honorable Fred, you will assist. I've already directed. Fred, you volunteered, but the chair will be the one presenting here by tomorrow afternoon. Kindly take notice of all the issues. And I'm notified, I think you are laughing and smiling. It's a bit peculiar. Who is the chair youth sports? Who is the vice chair?
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Philip Chepkwony, yes. You have a volunteer in Honorable Fred. So tomorrow afternoon, we must have, you will be informing this House assisted by the two chairs I've mentioned, including the honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe to comment on this matter, Honorable Speaker, as far as sports is concerned, Honorable Speaker, I think these are primary games which are national, actually. It is a national events. So, Honorable Speaker, we'll try as much as possible to
Honorable
provide the essential
Honorable
sort of
Chepkwony, you are preempting. proceed with the work, get back to us tomorrow. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Honorable Teno,
Sorry, point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mengech.
Yesterday, I raised an issue with a procedural issue. So before this motion can be debated, I request your chair to order for the production of minutes which sat and placed the motion on order paper.
Honorable Mengech, you actually sit in the House Business Committee, and you are the ones who's approved the orders to come before this House today. Are you again challenging the placing of this particular motion? That will be the question.
Honorable Speaker, this is a house of utmost integrity. I question the proceedings of the House business yesterday. So I request your office to present to this assembly the minutes of the proceedings of the House Business Committee.
If it is about yesterday, Honorable Mengech, I'll overrule you because what actually happened yesterday is that we suspended the moment you raised the veracity whether this particular matter should appear in this order paper. We never debated, and I directed that the same be discussed. So any minutes I'll ask is what were the resolution of the House Business Committee, which you actually sat. The only thing I'll allow you to question would be, do you have an opposition to the motion appearing under number 8 now?
Ordinarily, I don't have any opposition to the motion.
Not the motion, its
Yes.
appearance. Do you still feel that it is incorrect for it to appear in our order paper today?
Yes, because the House Business Committee did not sit to place the business at number 8.
Can I call upon the members of the House Business Committee? Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm one of the members of the House Business. And Mr. Speaker, we sat yesterday and we placed the CFSP to be debated today in the afternoon.
Who chaired the meeting, Honorable Majority Leader?
He was the Deputy Speaker.
Fair enough. So, Honorable Mengech, based on that, I will ask that the same be provided on this floor. As the matter continues, it will be provided here on this floor right away.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Mengech.
By the time I stood on a point of order, I have my facts right. To be legally and fully constituted, the House Business Committee should and must have the chair, who in this case it's either the Speaker or the Deputy Speaker, and a third of the other members. So to be fully constituted, it must have at least 4 members, including the chair. In yesterday's meeting, whose minutes I already have, there were only 3 members. And I am questioning the integrity of those who sat, including the Deputy Speaker, the Leader of Majority, the Leader of Minority, who went ahead to include the name of Geoffrey Kevolwe, whom I have talked to, and apparently is not in this house. So I'm calling upon the House, the Speaker. We want the Powers and Privileges Committee to act forthwith.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Gideon.
Mr. Speaker, with due respect to the Honorable Member engaged for the source, all fairness dictate that when an Honorable Member is mentioned, there should be substantive motion to that effect. He is mentioned one Geoffrey Kevolwe being mentioned in the minutes, and he is not within the chambers. With due respect, because anything must be substantiated, that amounts to imputing improper motive on the honorable member. If there is any substance to that allegation, then he must provide evidence to that effect, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Mengech, proceed.
Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Member for Nandi Hills is questioning my motive, imputing that Honorable Kevolwe, who is not in the chambers today, I have talked to him less than an hour ago. I had to confirm.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Gideon, Honorable Mengech, before Honorable Gideon can respond, let me clarify the query raised by Honorable Gideon. It's about substantiating. If I stand up and say, I have talked to so-and-so, what will be the evidence? How would we verify that? Because I can as well say, I talked to 2 other people who told me that he was there. So it will be my word against your word. So your concern is legitimate, except that bit of, I talked to. First thing first, I would ask that we produce that particular record. Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, yangu ni maombi Mheshimiwa Spika, ya kwamba ndio hata sisi tujue ya kwamba hakuna chochote, tungeomba isongeshwe mpaka kesho, ndio Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu kuna tangu jana tunaona kuna utofauti, na najua hata sisi tuko na ulalamishi kwa wale watu kwa service board. Mimi kwa roho yangu najua kuna shida mingi yale karata.
Honorable Fred, you are mixing issues. You are mixing because this one is about the House Business Committee.
Sawa, lakini najua
proceed on
ile report imetolewa Mheshimiwa Spika. Wale walikaa chini Mheshimiwa Spika, hatuamini. Hata nikwambie kwa ukweli. Ningeweka maombi ya kwamba wale kamati wote wakae chini pamoja na mheshimiwa mwenye amekuwa na ulalamishi, ndio hata sisi tukiwa bungeni tuko na imani Mheshimiwa Spika. Unajua Mheshimiwa Spika, kama sisi hatuwezi sikiswa ile mambo tunasema kila mara. Hata saa hii nimeuliza hoja ya nidhamu sijajibiwa mpaka sasa. Mheshimiwa Spika, wewe ungechukua sheria kama mimi nimeuliza maswali, uambie mheshimiwa mwenye nimejibu kwake you are out of order. Lakini wewe Mheshimiwa Spika unanyamaza, ndio naweka maombi ya kwamba utupatie tufuate sheria Mheshimiwa Spika, ndio hii nyumba iweze kutembea mzuri Mheshimiwa Spika. Roho yangu Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hii bunge mimi sifurahi kwa sababu nikiuliza jambo wewe unanyamasia. Yale yote tangu jana hata mpaka leo Mheshimiwa Spika, ningeomba ya kwamba sisi wote tufuate sheria. Mheshimiwa naye kutoka Lesoza ritike kwa sababu yeye ametembea na kipengele. Amesoma. Tunataka sisi wote tufurahie yale tunajua tunafanya hapa Mheshimiwa Spika.
Kujulishaji. Point of inquiry.
Honorable Pius.
Kujulishaji. Asante sana Bwana Spika kunipatia nafasi. Nafikiri maoni yangu ni ya kwamba kama kuna house business kama wanakamati kama 3 ama 4, ikiwa moja hayuko, kwani kazi haiwezi endelea mbele. Nafikiri tunapingana hapa.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order,
Honorable Mengech.
Yes. Honorable Singoe is on the wrong footing. He's on the wrong footing because